Meet you later. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
We have another eminent speaker, Dr. Manoj Sharma sir, Director Mayank Aquaculture Private Limited. Sir has started Mayank Aquaculture in the year of 2005. Sir has more than 25 years practical experience in shrimp farming. He developed the concept of satellite seed farming, provide technical knowledge, seed, feed information under one umbrella. Sir has developed more than 200 hectare freshwater and prawn farming in South Gujarat. President and founder member of SAFA, Surat Aquaculture Farmers Association, he brought brew evolution in South Gujarat. I welcome you, sir, to this training program, and all will like to listen the lecture on Zhingalala, an innovative concept in domestic shrimp marketing. Sir, over to you, sir, and we are highly eagerly waiting your guidance and lectures in this lesson. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shakti. And sorry, actually, I was very tight this morning, but since I promised you that I will be definitely coming to speak. So, fish as a food and the future of 21st century is a very apt topic for the seminar. And you invited me to talk about the shrimp farming and marketing. So what I personally believe is that, I'm into shrimp farming from last almost 28 years and seen the rise of monodon era and the problems in monodon, and then coming Vanami, and then also witnessing the Vanami tsunami, and now also there is some problems in Vanami farming too. But what I have learned and understood during this 28 years of my course in shrimp farming, when monodon we used to hardly produce 70,000-80,000 tons in last up to 2010. And when Vanami came, you could see we have grown with leaps and bounds, and every year we have added more than 1 lakh tons of shrimp. And successive years in 2018, we could see the boom, and we have crossed 8 lakh tons of shrimp production. I'm a big believer of domestic marketing because world over I've been traveling and invited as a guest lecturer or expert in farming. I have seen those countries, those where there is a sizable support from the domestic market, that countries are also very stable and sustainable when it comes to the shrimp pricing and the profit realization to the farmers. For example, China, if you take China is producing close to 1.5 million tons of shrimp and also importing equal quantity to support their domestic need. But in India, though the phenomenal effort of institutions like MPIDA, those who have done extraordinary work in popularizing the Indian shrimp to the world market, has supported the industry to go to this level today. The phenomenal work of from the CMFRI, the other agriculture institutes, CFA, CBA, everybody has contributed immensely to the growth of our aquaculture industry in the country. And we are very proud to say that India ranks number 2 in the fish production. And in shrimp, last few years, we are almost the number 1 shrimp producer and the shrimp exporter in the world. It's a big achievement. And I congratulate to each and everybody in the industry, right from research or the farmers and everybody. We have done a phenomenal job when it comes to the aquaculture industry, especially the shrimp farming. And even looking into our good growth, even the present government, our Honorable Prime Minister has launched Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana worth with 20,050 crore rupees for the promotion and the development of the sector. But coming back to the fact and the reality check at the bottom, grassroots level, the last 2 years, what I have personally seen that, due to the pandemic of COVID-19 and the lockdown since March 20, we have really, especially shrimp industry, has suffered a lot because the origin of the disease was China and the major fall was on US. And if you see the entire market of our shrimp farming, 45 to 47% is USA, and 20 to 25% is China. So 80% of our industry, where the farmers' dependency is on complete export, has really shattered. So since last few years, I had a concept in my mind, that we need to somewhere start to popularize and start the awareness campaign. Though our NFDB and MPDA and the Department of Fisheries has done a phenomenal job to spread the awareness of the eating fish and shrimp. So, but still, I felt somewhere that compared to chicken, compared to mutton, there is very lack of awareness, and even our medical doctors, they have a notion that shrimp is with high cholesterol, but they forget to tell it is with good cholesterol. They only talk about shrimp is with high cholesterol, but they don't say that it's with very less cholesterol. So that is all things. So I started, marketing farm-raised shrimp into frozen and giving it to the vendors and all. But what is the limitation is that when you produce shrimp at 400 rupees a kilo and try to give it to the supermarket through the vendors and multiple distribution agencies, the price goes up to like 1400, 1500 rupees a kilo. So anybody in a coastal state will go to the shop and say, oh my God, this is 1400 rupees available in 350 rupees in the local market. And there is also a concept about farm freshness versus frozen. So I have realized that the domestic consumers, those who go to the market, they think the woman and the fisherman who is selling on the road is fresh, whereas the frozen is stale. So that concept has to change. And most of the people, 90% of the inland people, they doesn't know how to cook the shrimp. They either do it with mutton masala or the chicken masala. They don't know even the cooking time. Looking all that and burning my hand and rupees in marketing domestic, then I thought a noble concept of Zhingalala we should come up. What is that restaurant? How it will function? How we can do the regional cuisines? So all about that, because I don't want to take much time, because Zhingalala is not my major subject right now, because I'm still a farmer and I love to go to farmer. But on this platform, I'd like to introduce my son, Mayank Manoj Sharma. He has done aquaculture, biotechnology, and industrial marketing and processing. And he just passed out from Warwick, UK. And he has joined me recently 5 months. And he loved the concept of Zhingalala. And he is the boss of Zhingalala right now, we can say. So let's hear from him what action he has and what future he sees into Zhingalala. So I love to proudly introduce my son Mayank to this forum, and he will take the further course of presentation. Thank you, Dr. Panigiri, and I will be again available for you if you want any question and answers.
Mayank, definitely, sir. Welcome, Mayank. Because one entrepreneur will teach numbers of entrepreneurs. That's the beauty of these sessions. Carry on.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'll just share the screen. So is the screen visible, sir?
Yes, it is visible. You carry on.
Okay, sir. I'll start. So first of all, very good morning to everyone, respected scientists and everyone who is present here. So as my father, Dr. Manoj Sharma, has already given a very good introduction about shrimp farming, the domestic market and its requirement. So I will just fill in and give you a more comprehensive overview about what is Zhingalala and what we are currently doing. So talking about the Indian aquaculture scenario, I'm pretty sure most of you are aware about the total fish production, which is around 14 million metric tons. And the total value of fisheries exports, when we consider the shrimp farming, it's nearing to 46,000 crores. And we are approximately producing 8 lakh tons of shrimps in India. And India, as you know, is one of the largest shrimp producers and exports in the world. And the total value of the shrimp fisheries exports, if we consider in a current base scenario, it's nearing to 38,000 crores. But as you know, and we all are aware about the shrimp industry model, so it has always been an export-oriented industry model since its inception. So talking about the farming scenario, as you know, like most of the farming has been covered by Andhra Pradesh, and then rest of the farming fragments are divided into West Bengal, Odisha, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, and others.
Talking about the shrimp export market, so India primarily has been exporting almost 50% nearing to USA. And then we have China as a second huge market. And then later on, the market has been divided between UAE, EU, and Japan. So why domestic market? So this is the current shrimp production. So now currently, I think we are near to 650,000 tons. We all had some issues with white spot disease outbreaks and other disease outbreaks and production issues especially. So the shrimp market module which we have is, of course, it is 90% export oriented model, and while 10% is a domestic market share. So I think there is an immense opportunity and void yet to be filled for the domestic market. So the industry in shock. So by this I mean that the COVID-19 pandemic, as you all know, resulted into troubles with exports, supply chain issues were raised, and all in this turn, like, you know, this external environment created a very lot of difficulties for farmers, the industry, and the whole supply chain of the shrimp industry. So during this time, many industry leaders and a lot of people, they realized that the reliance on the exports made this industry highly vulnerable. So the whole system was handicapped as there was no market demand for the shrimps, and we didn't have that huge domestic market to sustain the shrimps and the selling of the shrimps, or not even the farmers were having a sustainable source of income. So as I said earlier, the reliance on export make this industry very highly vulnerable. So the promotion of domestic market in our country will tap new opportunities for the shrimp industry as well. And now we need to increase the domestic market, which in turn will tap a very lot of new opportunities for this sector. So just before beginning talk about Zhingalala, I would just like to mention about the consumer perspective towards shrimp. So most of the consumers, they think that, you know, will it be safe? So by safe, whether it's having a traceable origin or whether it will be a healthy food. Some of the consumers or many people, they get allergic reactions, but they do forget that, you know, they mostly it is due to the preservatives and other stuff. It's not because of the shrimp. Only few people have those allergies, but in most of the cases, the allergic reactions are prone due to the preservatives. Will it be hygienic? And will it have any antibiotic or a chemical source? So to answer all these questions, so here I would like to introduce Zhingalala and its vision for the domestic market. So we have a pond to plate concept, and I will start about it. So this restaurant was introduced in 2019, and it is following the vision of my father, Dr. Manoj Sharma, for increasing the domestic market penetration in our country. So it is first of its kind pesco vegetarian restaurant, which is exclusively selling farm-raised shrimps. The idea, of course, was to popularize the high-quality farm-raised shrimps in the local as well as the exotic cuisines. So even you will be surprised to know that, you know, we are not focusing on any continental dishes, but rather 90% of the dishes are being tailored and designed in a manner which is completely following all the regional spices, and it's completely a regional cuisine. So India is the second populous country in the world with great untapped domestic market potential. And Zhingalala serves almost 45 and plus 45 more shrimp delicacies. So talking about this concept, so here we have a farmer who is a producer, and then we process the shrimps, we clean it properly, and then we have our restaurant outlet, and then at the end we have a consumer. So we have a complete traceable protocol here. So where the shrimps are directly served from the pond to the individual consumers in the respective plate. So these are some of the pics of our restaurant. And these are some of the dishes which, you know, are delicious and quite mouth-watering as well. So we try to create an environment while if you like visit, and I invite all of you, I would be really happy like someday if all of you can visit the restaurant as well. So the restaurant has been created in such an environment that which is giving more information about the shrimps, the shrimp farming, what things are utilized in the shrimp farmings. We also have a projector in a TV where we are reflecting about the ponds, how shrimps are grown, bred, and all of the technical informations in relation to the shrimp farming. This is one of the other concept, the other venture which we have started recently, which is Zhingalala Fresh. So where we cater the farm fresh export quality, clean peeled deveined shrimps. So we have in different sizes as small, medium, and jumbo prawns. So this is to tap the retail segment. So the plan of action aiming to introduce this farm-based brand. So we have divided this plan into 4 phases. So the first phase is, of course, to open at least minimum of 11 restaurants in all the major cities of India. And then the second phase would be to give the franchise models across the country. The third phase would involve to establish a central kitchen and a food processing unit to serve a ready-to-eat end consumers. And the fourth phase, final, would be to establish a shrimp processing plant by which we would be able to cater the international market as well. Of course, we are going to cater domestic market, but then introducing a lot of regional dishes and different ready-to-eat packages. So this all things can be done with the help of this farm-based brand. So to conclude, Zhingalala wishes to bring a wave of immense opportunities for the Indian domestic market, which indirectly would benefit the nation in terms of high quality food. Because besides, as Dr. Manoj already mentioned that we are in a dire need of a domestic market as in compared to other Asian countries, especially China. So even countries like Thailand, it's not only about the domestic market, but now they have also begun working on the value addition of the food as well. So I think there is a slow steps and gradual steps which are required for the industry. And of course, by tapping and creating more opportunities for the domestic market, it indirectly would benefit a lot of people and directly would benefit the whole aquaculture community and will make them self-reliant. So this is the vision of Dr. Manoj, which even as a son I'm following, and I found it really interesting. So this is all what I would like to conclude, and I would really like to thank you all for giving me this opportunity to present my views about Zhingalala. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mayank. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir. Okay.
If you have any question answers, please.
Right, sir. Sir, last year, once in a phone, you have highlighted that due to the COVID period, we are finding difficulty to reach the domestic market. And we know that you are connecting with numbers of farmers and their family and their livelihood also be connected with your decisions. In that circumstances, suppose there is the abundance productions and unfortunately we could not market either the domestically or in the international market, then how we manage all these things, the trust of the farmers and the market or the business strategy what you are taking into consideration?
See, Shakti, what you asked the question, that is a unprecedented situation that suddenly there was a mass lockdown, and it's not only about shrimp farming. Each and every aspect of life and livelihood has been affected in COVID. So what has happened is happened, but we can learn from that what a sudden shock and how to absorb that. But since it was a food commodity and there was so much huge population in India, and luckily March 18 when the lockdown started by 20, so especially in my area Gujarat, it was just the start of the seeding season. This was not the peak of the harvesting season. So most of us didn't get the seed because of the complete ban in the transport, air, rail, and everything. So that way, much shrimp farming didn't start in March, so we didn't lose anything. But as you said, yes, the laborers, the farms, 10,000 ponds, and almost like 15,000 to 20,000 laborers who came across Odisha and all were here with us. And luckily, the group was very strong and aware, and we could manage to take care of them for 3-4 months. And then they all went back after the arrangement from the government. But looking into this, this is a very good learning exercise, and what we have learned that how to prepare ourselves for such a situation can arise in future. So that's where we talk about domestic market. See, today, if you compare the rise of the poultry industry in India, I would like to say again and again in each and every forum that one slogan of Sunday ho ya Monday, Rose Khayenge has changed the fortune of poultry industry. So do, that kind of a slogan has changed the white revolution, the transformation of milk production from nothing to the #1 in the world. So likewise, we have an outlay of 20,050 crore rupees Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. We have grants of thousands and crores of rupees, subsidies to fishermen communities, to the boards, to diesel. But what I would like to bring to the notice of the government and the promotion agencies like NFDP and PIDA. See, today, India follows two big religions. And that two big religion is not that I'm not trying to put it to some Hindus or Muslims. No. India is such a big country. And today we follow the great religion is cricket and film industry. So that you have to accept that the biggest star in India, where each and everybody admires them, is either cricketer or the movie star. So what I personally feel that this is time is a very high time. Let's rope in some movie star or a big brand cricketer and start promoting the health aspects, the nutritional aspects of eating fish. I think in no time the people will start loving the fish and shrimp in country. And whatever we're talking about, like producing 8 lakh ton and with an export of 46,000 crore rupees. See, the motive of Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, Dr. Shakti, is to double the farmers' income, double the production, and double the exports. So imagine we are already established an export close to 40,000 crore rupees in shrimp. Imagine if the equal quantity of shrimp is served to the domestic market. Definitely there will be double production, double consumption, double revenue to the farmer, and double revenue to the industry. For that, what I think, we don't need 20,000 crore rupees or 2,000-3,000 crore rupees. And we need hardly a campaign of 10 crore, 20 crore, rope in some film star, tell the media, the DD Kisan or DD National to start promoting farm-raised fishes or shrimp. And even the government, the Department of Fisheries, those who will listen to me or see the recording of this presentation, I urge them, appeal them by my close to hand that we need a great degree of promotion in this country. Or unless and until maybe the parliamentary kitchen, we can serve chicken to them, we can serve mutton to them. Why not fish? Why not shrimp? Why not defense eats our shrimp and fish? Why not the paramilitary forces? Why not the central kitchen? Why not the midday meal? See, today the Indian population on an average, though we look all healthy, but 47% of the population is suffering from protein deficiency syndrome, the malnutrition. So I think when we know that fish and shrimps are the cheapest form of protein supplement, so I think we should educate, we should make aware people and the market what is the power of like triggering or to the domestic market. We are the second populous country in the world. We have 135 crore population. If they eat only 100 grams shrimp in a year, forget about, I'm not saying like a Diwali, Dashera, Eid or Christmas, whatever you say, they eat only 100 grams of shrimp. So 1 million ton can be consumed in a one go. So this is the power of our geography and demography. So that's what we should believe in that. And I urge each and everybody, those who are listening to me, that it is our duty, it's our action that we should promote and create awareness about our domestic market. And that will be really giving a big strength and sustainability to our industry. This is what I would say.
True, sir. Sir, again, in the presentations, the Mayank highlighted that our export is more towards the China and somehow I guess the Southeast Asia. And sir, suppose in anyhow we cannot approach that two market, the China and the Southeast market, and simultaneously we are ultimately the responsibility will come to the national or the domestic market, and ultimately the tensions or the responsibility more go to you, sir. Then how the things will be chopped out? Because whether the lots of shrimp farmers will only target to the only 1 to 2 major market, in the international forum. And if suppose anyhow we cannot export to the China or the Southeast Asia, then if suddenly the things will be increased, then how we can channelize the things in the national market?
No, it's not going to happen. All this thing, because already the world shrimp market is very huge. It is close to 5 million ton, and definitely the biggest competitor for the Asian market, Asia Pacific, is Ecuador and Latin America. Last 3 years they have grown leaps and bounds. I remember when I was visiting Ecuador in 2013-15, they would hardly used to produce 1 lakh ton. But now, because of the awareness, the pond management improvement, they are touching close to 1 million. They are neck to neck with India. But you have to understand, the world wants a good quality and a cost-effective shrimp. So when we talk about Ecuador, we have to see that they produce shrimp less than $3 a kilo at 40-50 count. But the cost and the input cost in India, especially the power, the food, nutrition, the feed, the cost is so high that we cannot, in future also, I'm saying this categorically, in future also, we cannot produce as cost effective as Ecuador. So whether it's a China, whether it's Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam or India, the major shrimp producing hub cannot compete with Ecuador. Ecuador itself is a very big competition for us because they can down shrimp best quality at a better price. But China, Vietnam, all they are stable because they have a sizable domestic market. India is very vulnerable. If India can produce 8 lakh ton or 1 million ton, India has resources and potential even to produce 2 million ton. But can we produce more and sustain? That's a very big question as a farmer and the industry we should ask ourselves. So the biggest market for us, which is absolutely unexplored, untapped, is our own market. Right. I always used to tell people our population is a strength and our population is the weakness. When it comes to aquaculture, our population can serve as a big strength. Okay. So I think we should not waste time. Though also today also we'll start, it will take another 2-3 years for us to have a big campaign. So sooner we start is the better for our country, the farmers, aquaculture and the success and sustainability. I think take it or leave it. I think from my point of view, the biggest untapped market and the potential to consume shrimp is we are our own.
Okay, right. Sir, particularly what we have observed and as myself as well, we regularly consume the non-vegetarian diets either once or twice in a week. And there are numbers of options from fish, egg, chicken. And when we go shift to the shrimp, the price is around 500 to 600. It is most in that segment where the meat or the chevan has been connected. In so much options, then how I position the shrimp in front of the consumers, then automatically consumers will choose the shrimps over other commodities. And
when we talk about the white revolution and milk production, when we talk about our poultry, a national egg protein community and the egg production, you cannot compare with that. You cannot compare like peanuts with cashew. So because egg is the most convenient product and it can supplied at any atmosphere, any temperature, because like room temperature, it can be kept at least for 1 month because it's not so perishable. And the price of the egg starts from 4 to 5 rupees when it comes to the end consumer. So even if somebody takes 2 eggs, so it can fulfill his own nutrition. But when we talk about mutton, when we talk about high price fishes, see today on an average, you go Kashmir to Kanyakumari, your mutton price nothing less than 600 rupees a kilo. But it comes with its own merits and demerits. It comes with red meat, it comes with bad cholesterol, it comes with not so proteinaceous. But when we talk about fish, for example, tilapia. If you see the dams, lakes and reservoir, tilapia can be produced at the price of 35-40 rupees a kilo. In farm, it can be produced for 80-90 rupees a kilo. Where shrimp count 50, 60, 70 can be produced at 300 rupees a kilo. So my question is that when you go to Chennai, when you go to Calcutta, when Bengali people can eat 1500 rupees kilo one English fish, and kingfish, shearfish can be sold at a price of 1000 rupees a kilo. So I think when we talk about chicken, which is almost like 200 rupees a kilo, and a mutton for 800 rupees, 600 rupees a kilo, I think one of the best shrimp with good protein, very good cholesterol, odd fat soluble vitamins, and also water soluble vitamins with 70% of water and a very healthy diet. I think offered at 400 rupees or 500 rupees a kilo to the end consumer, I think this will be very, very easily welcomed by the people, those who are health conscious and those who are aware of the food. I don't think there is a challenge in that, but we need to make them understand, make them compare the price they are offering versus the quality of protein they are taking.
Sir, another challenge as a consumer, sir, numbers of time we plan or we like to eat the non-vegetarian diets, no doubt the shrimp, but we cannot cook it in a proper way. Suppose ultimately the cooking practices is so much vary throughout the consumers, then how we can sell the things because for the fish or for the shrimp, it is not the right way to only to depend on the restaurants. When it will be market or the market will be boom, when every consumer can cook the things and prepare the food for himself or herself. How the things?
No, I don't think it's complicated, because now ready to eat and ready to cook kind of a food comes with long instructions and label behind it, and it is a matter of practice once or twice. It's maybe Zhingalala, we have very short videos. Wherever anybody comes, we have a marketing, we have a Facebook, we have Instagram, we have WhatsApp group, and we are trying to communicate with so many various social media ways. How to cook shrimp, how to make this curry, how to make this Andhra curry, how to make this chettinad masala, how to make this fry, anything. So, see, I don't think it is going to take time. It is only a matter of adjustment. And that's what I'm saying, sooner the better we start this campaign. Because if you start only thinking about ifs and buts and discussion, I think we already wasted our 70 years. And I think now we are very much open to understand that what is the gravity of the situation if we have another second pandemic or maybe third wave or fourth wave. So we need to be ready. We need to be ready with our farmers and we need to understand that, our Indian economy is an agriculture economy. 70-75% population directly, indirectly depend upon agriculture produce. And since shrimp farming, fish farming is categorized as a part of agriculture, aquaculture is nothing but a form of agriculture we does in the water. So I think today there is no question of only promoting the non-vegetarian. There is like a lot of proteinaceous, healthy, with full of antioxidants. There are seaweeds, sea vegetables. They have a lot of like slush of algae shakes and everything. So today a lot of people also, when they talk about aquaculture, they always think about fish and shrimp production, but it's wrong. Today there are at least 10-15 varieties of commercially accepted seaweed, which is better proteinaceous than our grown vegetables, far nutritional values, aspects in minerals and all. So we need a right campaign, right awareness to promote that. And I think there is a great degree and a ray of hope in coming time. And I'm a very positive person. And I always tell that I started Gujarat with just 500 rupees money in my pocket with that CIF scholarship. And today I am the one in the great degree of negativity. And Gujarat being a big stigma of being a vegetarian state. Last 30 years, I have done a very hard work. And those young students, those who are listening to me, I think if there is a will, there is a way. And if you start growing food and also earn money, I think it's the most satisfying business to do. And today I'm very proud. And right now, the moment I'm talking to you, Gujarat is the second largest state producing shrimp and fishes. And today, our group is worth producing 2,200 crore rupees export value. So I think there are 62 or 64 maritime states in our country. If aquaculture, brackish-water aquaculture can be picked and developed with all the responsible aquaculture rules, regulation and all, I think we have a great future towards food safety and to provide a very high quality nutrition to our growing millennial population.
Right, sir. Sir, last question is that numbers of students and entrepreneurs are looking your talk. Sir, how that nowadays it's a normal tendency in every family that everyone is seeking for the job, and no doubt, Manoj sir, you have your own experience of 30 years. You passed through that journey, and your confidence and your thought process will be different than no doubt the Mayank. And how it will be replicated to every entrepreneur that will not seeking the job, rather we should create the job, and particularly from this through either blue revolution or the white revolutions, we should be a job creator. How this type of the confidence would be replicated every students or every entrepreneurs, because who passes through 30 years, I understand, but who has just tried to create or try to start the journey, what type of the confidence are need to be taken into consideration by them? Sir.
See, one point of time I wanted to become an IAS officer. One point of time I wanted to also become a doctor, because when I passed out my college, it was 82, 83. Then when I graduated, it was 88, 89. That time, 30 years, 35 years back, there was only two streams where each and everybody wanted to become doctor and engineer. But unfortunately, I couldn't do that. But maybe now today I realize that my destiny was in aquaculture, so today I have no regrets. But what I have learned and understood, and I want to give a message even to my son and all those people, young students, that today our biggest strength of our country is our agriculture and our resources. But unfortunately, last 30, 40 years, we have neglected our food production. For example, if suddenly the power and strength of Sachin Tendulkar is to play cricket and to play bat, and we tell him we don't do that and start playing tennis. So there is a waste of both opportunities. Even tennis will be ruined, and even Sachin Tendulkar will become Sachin Tendulkar. So what I feel is that today, on the face of the global warming, today on the face of the growing population, there is a big question mark that beyond 2050, which is the medium, which is the resources which can produce food and supply to the growing population. Maybe 2030 beyond, we will be touching close to 9 to 10 billion population. So imagine that. And today, if agriculture students or the aquaculture students or the fishery students, today we have huge resources. We have close to 1 million hectares of brackish water and inland saline sectors. We have 3.5 million hectares of lakes and reservoirs. We have 2 lakhs kilometers of rivers. We have huge exclusive economic zone. We have internal waters. We have territorial seas. So much. India has a coastline of 8,200 kilometers. It's huge. It's unbelievable. So what is actually required by the central government is to have a unified open water and the brackish water land lease policy. So, but very good, I have learned in Gujarat is that, Gujarat, the single window policy and the head of the district is collector. And also he is the head of the district level committee for fisheries. So each and every student, those who are graduate in aquaculture, fisheries, BFSC, MSc, they could reach and approach their district collector and district fisheries officer and ask of their choice. If they are into coastal, they can ask for 5 hectare brackish water. If they are into a lake and reservoir side, they can ask the lease of the lake and reservoir. Those who are in inland can ask for a 5 hectare inland lease land. Those who are into inland soil affected area, they are lucky to get a 5 hectare from that. So there is a scheme, there is a promotion, there is an aquaculture infrastructure development fund, there is a Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. But here I like to appeal to the students that they don't directly plunge into livestock without any experience. So have a hand-on attachment training at least for 1 crop, 2 crop. Take the knowledge of your own, and I think that is the biggest satisfaction. Today everybody cannot become engineer. Today everybody cannot become doctor. Today everybody cannot become an IAS officer. But today, if you have the art and science of growing food, I think you are the most lucky person. Today, even by doing a 5 hectare shrimp farming, with very honesty and dedication, easily 50 lakh rupees can be earned from a wasteland. Today, the slogan of our Indian government towards Atmanirbhar Bharat or from the west to wealth See, today, if you are converting the salt-affected coastal belt or salt-affected inland belt and producing food from the wasteland, I think what else we can ask for the strengthening the government, strengthening the country. So the people, those who students, those who are listening to me, even the girls, those who are listening to me, can opt for ornamental fishes, can opt for processing, can have like a group of girls can come together to make pickles, shrimp chutneys. The local cuisines can be bottled, can be packed and marketed by gathering the funds from the Aquaculture Infrastructure Development Fund and approaching NFDB, approaching local banks. Many things can be done. So if you have a wish, if you have a bit and will, I think definitely you can do that. And again I tell people in each and every forum, because I love to talk to students, motivate them, and I tell them, if Manoj Sharma, a normal human being, a normal student in aquaculture can achieve this, why not each and every student can achieve this? I'm not a Superman, I think I'm a Superman dress, or maybe I'm wearing a red pant, red short outside my pant. No, I'm not a Superman. I'm just a normal being, human being. But that's what I'm saying. If I can do it, each and everybody, those who are listening to me, can do it. But you need that kind of a dedication, determination, and hard work, and believe yourself that you can do it.
It's a great.
That's my simple message.
When
I can do it, everybody can do it.
It's a great pleasure always, sir, to listen from you again and again. I understand, sir, how difficulty you are facing, because you have both parallel meeting is going on, and you try to give and take the commitment. That's
Thank you. It has always been. I love to contribute to my practical and my good success knowledge to the students, because I always feel that those students of agriculture college, those who are listening to me, are the future soldiers of this country, and they are the powerful people, those who can produce food for the planet. So at this age of me, 50, 51, when my son is also listening to me, I think this is the biggest message I can give to that. I think you people are the future of India, and you know the art and science to grow the food. I think this will be the biggest service to the humanity.
And we are also very happy that that one of us, because Mayank is almost 15 to 20 years junior to me, and he is handling the podium. That is also a great pride for us and for the students and for the community, that he is accepting the challenges and accepting the aquaculture for his career process. I always give the best of luck or your scholarship.
Here, because you asked this question, I'll tell you. He could have easily joined medical. He was a topper in his batch. But one day, he's my son, but now as a very good friend. So I told him, he asked me, Dad, what do you want me to do? Because my dream was to become a doctor. So he came one day and asked me, Dad, I want to fulfill your dream. I said, no, now that age is gone. Now today I become mature. So today, if you want to really do, sir, something, come into this industry, because this industry has so many good side of it. And one thing is that we can earn good money also, and we'll also have a satisfaction that we are producing good quality food and serving the nation. So he loved it, and now he has taken up this aquaculture biotechnology, and he is into the field of probiotic manufacture. He's into the field of taking interest in Zhingalala. So that way, even looking at him, a lot of other students, those who wants to pursue in engineering and doctor, can also change their mind and join the force of food production system and the aquaculture force in India.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And all the participants in the afternoon session will start at 3:30 p.m.